Good morning, students. This is for the Champions. We'll be working on page 323 and 324 today. Turn to page 323 and let's look at number one. And also for today's math lesson, you'll be able to identify the half of a group. You'll be able to identify odd numbers, and then you're going to use the concepts taught to solve a story problem. So let's look at number one. Here we have to basically add what we do ahead. We're basically writing the two addition facts and also the subtraction facts. So let's begin what we have here. So we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7. 1, 2, 3, 6. 7 plus 6. What is 7 plus 6? That's 13. Here, let's write the other fact. So we have 6 plus 7. What will that give us? 13. Let's write one subtraction fact as well. Let's write a subtraction fact. All right, here up top. So 13 minus, I'm going to start off with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 13 minus 7. What would that give us? That would give us 6. So you just have to figure out, you have to complete the other subtraction fact. But here we have 7 plus 6 equals 13. 6 plus 7 equals 13. And 13 minus 7 equals 6. So you just left the other addition fact. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2 says mark the bubble that gives half of the dots. So notice you were given a different set of dots. You just have to mark the bubble under half. So let's work with the green dots. So far it looks like you have 10. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's correct. You have 10 dots. So what is half of 10? Is it 4, 5, or 6? Will you bubble in? Half of 10. What are you bubbling in? That's correct. Half of 10 is 5, so you will bubble in the number for 5. So when you work with the next set of dots, the red dots and purple dots, you'll count the total, then bubble in half. Then we move on to number 3. Number 3 says write the sums of differences. So make sure you pay attention and look at each sign so you don't get that problem wrong. Let's focus on number 4. Number 4 wants us to count by ones from 201 to 220. And then you're going to color the odd numbers yellow. So let's start with that problem. So here we have a chart. So I had to adjust my chart and I did the first row first. Here we have 201, 202, 203, 204, 205, 206, 207, 208, 209, and 210. So I'll stop right there at 210, but you just have to fill in the bottom row. So it asks us a few questions. So the first question says, how many rows of odd numbers? How many rows of odd numbers? Now, notice these are rows going across. These are rows. So this is the first row, this is the second row. So for that one, you just write 2. The next one asks us an odd number in each row. So I'm about to write that. Write that on the board one more time. So it asks for odd numbers in each row. So I'm going to put a mark next to the odd numbers. We should know what our odd numbers are, class. So 201, 203, 5, 207, 209. Those are odd numbers, and it says how many each row. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 odd numbers in each row. And then I'm going to write the next question. It says odd numbers in all. How many odd numbers do we have in all? So, a simple fact you may not know. Okay, so this is how we came across this answer. So notice there are 2 rows. That's how I wrote the number 2. And then there are 5 odd numbers in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So wherever the answer 2 times 5 is, that will give you the answer how many odd numbers are in all. Okay? Now let's flip the page over to figure out how many cents. Okay, so notice here we work with dimes, and dimes are 10 cents each. So let's begin. It says how many dimes? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So A, that answer is 4. We have 4 dimes. Okay? It says for B, how many cents are in each dime? So a dime is worth how many cents? Notice 1 dime is worth 10 cents. So you write the answer 10. 10 cents. And let's move to C. C says, C says, what do we count by to find how many dimes in all? What do you count by? Notice that dimes, you're 10. So for that one, you are counting by 10 as well. All right, I'm gonna write number D over here and E. Letter D says, how many cents in all? So this one, you're going to solve that one on your own. So remember, you're counting by 10. So count each object by 10, and that will be your answer for here. And then for E, E says, write the multiplication fact. So I'm gonna get the fact started for you. Notice you have 4 dimes, and dimes are worth 10 cents each. So whatever the answer to 4 times 10 is, that will be your answer right there. Okay? Let's move on to number 2. Number 2 wants us to circle the digits in the hundreds place. So I wrote 2 numbers on the board. I wrote 732 and wrote the number 100. Remember, we're trying to identify the number in the hundreds place. So we will circle that number. Let's start off with 732. Notice this is the ones, tens, hundreds. 7. So I'm circling number 7. Let's go to 100. Ones, tens, hundreds. So I'm circling the number 1. So that's how you solve that particular problem for number 2. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 says, write greater than, less than, or equal to in the box. Okay, this is very similar to what we worked on our Zoom class on Monday. Very similar. So here we have 12 minus 9 and 13 minus 3, which I figure is a 12 minus 9 is a greater than, less than, or equal to 13 minus 3. So first we have to figure out what is 12 minus 9 so we can compare our numbers. So first you have to solve the problems first, then you're able to decide what sign do you put. So 12 minus 9 is 3, and 13 minus 3 is 10. So 3 is a greater than, less than, or equal to 10. This number here is a greater than, less than, or equal to this number right here. What do you think? 3 is definitely less than 10. So you choose the less than sign and you put it right there in that blank. So that's how you solve that problem. Let's look at number 4. Number 4 says Tanya found 9 smooth rocks for her rock collection. She now has 13 rocks. How many rocks did she have before she found 9 rocks? So this is a subtraction problem. So let's read it one more time. Tanya found 9 rocks for her rock collection. She now has 13. How many rocks did she have before she found the 9 rocks? So it looks like you have to use the 2 numbers. You're going to use the number 13 and you're going to use the number 9. Okay? You're going to use the number 13 minus 9, and that will give you the answer to how many rocks she has. Let's move on to number 5. Number 5 says write the answers to the combinations that your teacher says. Let's begin with letter A. Letter A, 5 plus 7. 5 plus 7. Letter B, 12 minus 8. Letter B, 12 minus 8. Letter D, 9 minus 5. Letter D, 9 minus 5. Letter E, 8 minus 4. Letter E, 8 minus 4. And letter F, 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4.